Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. I am here with a dream. My apologies, y'all. I took me a little break. I had to take a little break to eat and, just chill for a second. But, anyways, I'm here with a dream. In this dream, there is a huge storm. Okay, I am very aware of this storm that is going on. It is a very serious storm. Um, I decided to go and seek shelter with my husband. Okay, while I'm seeking shelter with my husband, he is being very argumentative with me. He's being very aggressive. We keep going back and forth, and I decide to give him a break. And I leave and I go to a safe haven. And this safe haven, it kind of looked like, how do I describe it? I would say like a kind of like either a community center or like a school gymnasium or like some kind of concert hall. It was kind of like a place where a lot of people were gathered to get away from the storm. Okay, and there were a lot of women there with me. While I'm there, I end up meeting new friends. And as the we're kind of just sitting around. It's like they're little what are they called? The little cot type beds laid up everywhere. And I'm just sitting around talking with people. Some faces were familiar. However, there were a lot of people that I did not know, and I ended up making friends not only with people that I've known from my past, but also people that I was just meeting. As the evening continues, I decide to go outside, and when I get out there, I see that the storm, which I was able to avoid, was horrible. It looked like I was downtown in a city, unfamiliar to me, and there was mud like covering all of the streets. And when I say mud covering the streets, y'all, I'm not talking about like, how I hear guys saying a mudslide. Like it looked like there was a mudslide. Like there was like covered. It like up to your shin. Okay, covered in mud, like mud, deep mud, and as I'm looking, and it was thick and gooey, so I put that in my notes. Okay, thick and gooey mud. Um, as I'm out there, I see that there is someone stuck under the mud, and they are talking to somebody I knew from my past. Me and this person didn't really get along. It's very odd to have to be in my dreams. Somebody I haven't seen. I haven't seen this person in it's a decade. It's 10 years. Oh man, I haven't seen this person in over a decade. Anyways, this person is talking to there's a lady that is stuck in the mud, and this person is down there talking to the lady that's stuck in the mud. Um, I kind of, it's like I was concerned about this person, and I was kind of hesitant because I was just looking at the conversation going on, and I noticed that the person that was familiar to me that I've known from some years ago was putting forth effort to get this lady out of the mud, but the lady that was stuck in the mud was just talking nonsense, pure nonsense. It's kind of like she would be like, if you would just give me your hand, I could pull you out of there. And the lady is like, oh, what is a hand? Or, like, oh, but my hand, I don't know, because this hand is important to me and you might pull it too hard. Or, like, I don't know. It was just something like that. And I just shake my head and I go back inside to hang out with my other friends. And that's the end of the dream. So weird. The scripture comes from Matthew 13 and 24. He proposed to them another parable. The reign of God may be likened to a man who sowed good seed in his field. While everyone was asleep, his enemy came and sowed weed through his wheat and then made off. When the crop began to mature and yield in grain, the weeds made their appearance as well. The owner's slaves came to him and said, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where are the weeds coming from? He answered, I see an enemy's hand in this. His slave said to him, Do you want us to go out and pull them up? No, he replied. Pull up the weeds, and you might take the wheat along with them. Let them grow together until harvest. Then, at harvest time, I will order the harvesters. First, collect the weeds and bundle them up to burn. Then, gather the wheat into my barn. Okay, so here's the message. Here's the message. Here's the message. Here's the message. Everybody ain't gonna want to be saved. And I just feel like everybody ain't gonna want to be saved. And this is the message. For somebody, you win some and you lose some. You win some and you lose some. In this dream, it was kind of like when I got to this place, okay, I made friends with lots of people, and some of, like I said, some of them were familiar faces from my past. I didn't really get along with them too well in my past, but I was getting along with them beautifully in my dream. And I just feel like God is saying that sometimes when you save people, like before you save someone, when you are a child of God and you are living for God and you are putting forth every ounce of your effort and energy to live for God, you want to live for Christ, you listen to him even when it hurts, even when it hurts, even when it hurts, you listen, even when it breaks your heart, you listen, even when it is hard, you listen. God says when someone is living a life of sin without any repentance and without any effort going towards repentance, without even thinking a second thought about what they are doing, he sees them as an enemy. For some of you, you may have been in situations where, just like with this lady in the mud, it was kind of like, I just feel like it was a just leave it situation, not because she isn't worth saving, but because she did not want to be saved. If the friend that I saw that was standing there talking to her, trying to save her, would have reached for her, she might have pulled her in the mud with her, is what God is telling me too. So here's the thing. Sometimes when God is telling you to separate from somebody, it's not because he wants your heart broken and he wants to see you sad and in pain and your feelings hurt. But in reality, everybody don't want to be saved. Everybody do not want to be saved. I see every day people coming into the comment section like just going in. And I just be like, I mean, if you feel that way, why? And I don't mean, well, I would say I don't mean no harm to people that actually need to hear the message or actually have all intentions of listening to God, listening to the voice of God, because obviously y'all will know that I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about people that just deliberately, for whatever reason, come and look at these videos. They watch the videos, they hear the message, but they ignore the message. They throw the message out the window and they keep going, and they get mad when the message is condemning them for something they don't need to be doing, something they need to stop doing, and they get offended and they want to attack me or try to attack other people in the comment section. I do not have time. And just like this in this dream, God is saying everybody don't want to be saved. This woman was in that mud talking complete nonsense with somebody standing over her in rain boots like, come on baby, let me help you get out, we can take you inside and get you cleaned up, and we can give you a hot shower, a warm bath, and there's a cot in there waiting on you. She said she would prefer to stay in the mud, okay? God said leave them there, okay? Do not worry yourself or stress yourself with a job that is for God, okay? Because you can't do I can't do everything. We are not God, okay? We can't make nobody do nothing. God can make somebody do something. I just feel like I know for a fact I cannot do just anything. I just can't. And I just feel like God is saying we all have free will, including people that need to be saved. They have free will too. And if they don't want to listen to you, you can't just shove it down their throat and force them to listen. If they don't, and sometimes they'll listen and not actually put forth the action to change. Like in some of these cases, they believe that they're right. In that dream, that woman that was laying there in the mud felt like she was in the place that she wanted to be. She felt like she was where she wanted to be. And I feel like what God is saying in this message, just pray for them. Yes, we are the wheat living among the weeds. And I just feel like God is saying that some people can change. Because like I said earlier, the girl that was trying to help the other lady, well, not girl, because she's a grown woman at this point. The woman that was trying to help the other lady out the mud was somebody that I didn't get along with too well. And it wasn't like I never done nothing to her. She never done nothing to me. I don't even think we ever had any arguments or anything, but we just did not get along. God said just because you didn't get along with somebody in the past, or just because somebody used to be an enemy to him, which made them an enemy to you in the past, does not mean that they cannot be saved. It is possible. Anybody can be saved. Anybody can be saved. Okay, at any given point in time, you might have thought that that sprout that was growing up was going to be a weed, and then out of nowhere, it turns into wheat. So God is saying don't sleep on nobody either. So this is not a message of saying don't put forth any effort to save people anymore. That is not what this message is. This message is, if somebody is showing you that they don't want to be saved, they start getting aggressive with you, they want to argue with you, they want to fight with you every time you are helping them. Especially if you are in a position like you're a pastor, you're a prophet, you've been doing it for a while. I just feel like God is saying, like, after you like they got your feet wet, it shouldn't, like, somebody that just came off the street can't come and tell you how you should be preaching. Okay, especially somebody that needs to be saved. Somebody that needs to be saved cannot give a pastor that has been working in the field for years advice on what they need to be talking about and how they need to be doing it. And in reality, God is saying, leave them to their nonsense. Leave them to their foolery. If they want to stay in the mud, let them stay in the mud. You can't save everybody. Everybody does not want to be saved. You can try. You can put forth effort. It doesn't mean that it is impossible for someone to be saved. And in some cases, it may hurt your feelings and it may hurt your pride, but in reality, there are some people, especially if they know you real personally, they would be saved by anybody else but you. And I understand, because I understand. And it can be hurtful, it can be frustrating, but that's just the truth. The truth of the matter is, a prophet is famous everywhere else except their hometown. And God is saying that for some people, it may be a situation where this person knows the old you. And because they know the old you, even though they see that you are completely changed, even though they see that God has completely remade you, even though they see that you have been washed in the blood of Jesus. Like, I just feel like for somebody, this is a situation like, they see you and they see God's light within you, and they see that you saved. They see that God is blessing you. They see that God is with you. But they can't shake the fact that they remember you from way back then. And some people want to hold on to those memories. In some cases, there are people that came back around you with hope that you would go ahead and get in the mud with them. You know, like I said, she was talking nonsense. I could barely understand what she was saying. I wasn't about to go and sit down in mud up to my shin so that I could try to figure out what she was saying as to why she wouldn't just reach her hand up and come on up out of there, okay? And somebody was already on the case, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like God is saying, there are some cases where they want to be there. There are some people that enjoy their sin. They love their sin. And it's sad, but this is like, I just feel like this is what the message is. God is saying that this is, as sad as it may be, as even if it breaks your heart, even if it hurts your feelings, even if, like God said, He is not going to allow them to pull you down in the mud with them. He is not going to make you grow weary trying over and over and over and over and over again with this person. This is somebody, whoever this person is that this lady in the mud is representing, this is somebody that is comfortable with their demons and they don't want to let them go. They are not trying to let them go. They will not. And can't nobody tell them to let them demons go. They demons are their friend. The demons that are inside of whoever this person is, they are comfortable with those demons. They are comfortable with those demons. They are comfortable in their sin, and they like, and that's, it's sad and it's heartbreaking. But I feel like this is for somebody. You are really trying really hard, really hard, really hard to save somebody. God said you are going to hurt yourself trying to save them. And in some cases, this person is trying to pull you in the mud with them. If you would just get close enough, they gonna snatch you by your collar and pull you down. And this is why God is sending me with this dream and this message to tell you, stop. And it's not a stop as in God is mad at you. God is not mad at you. This is not a stop as in God is going to get you because you want to do good for him. No, 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 no. God is saying that he does not want you to get caught up in that person's mess, because that person may have the wrath of God upon them. 9 out of 10, well, what it sounds like they have the wrath of God upon them. And they are steady, like, I just hear God saying, as he continues to punish them, they ignore the punishments and they continue to sin. And if you continue to be around them, you don't want none of that to rub off on you. And it's not that it's going to rub off on you as if you will be like directly affected, but you could be affected just by how much you care about this person. If this is somebody that like you're really close to, if it is like a friend or a family member or a spouse or like a child or even a parent or whatever, I don't know, well that falls into family member. But I just feel like God is saying you cannot, like, don't stress yourself and don't worry yourself, because this person, like, they are not willing to let go of what they are doing. They are not willing to stop. And you know, I know it hurts because like God, like, man, y'all, I understand. Because it is very hard when God sends you to save someone and you are doing your best and they just don't want to be saved. And I just feel like God is saying for somebody, it's not even, it doesn't mean that it has to be goodbye. But you need to take that to confirmation. You need to take that to God for confirmation. You need to take that to God for confirmation, because in some cases it may be. But I just feel like for some people, it doesn't mean that it has to be a complete goodbye. It doesn't mean that it has to be just completely over. But in reality, you can't force them to give their life to God. You can't force them to let go of the sinful life. You can't force them to do anything. And that's the message. You know, that's the message. It is what it is. And I feel like that's the message. Like, God is saying it is what it is. Yes, he knows that you are surrounded by people that do good as well as people that live in sin. And, you know, in reality, some of the people that seem as though they are sinners can turn into believers. And some of the people that seem as though they were believers can turn into sinners. And it's just, but God said, let them grow together until harvest. Then at harvest time, I will order the harvesters first to collect the weeds and bundle them up to burn. Then gather the wheat into my barn. So God is saying that it is okay. If he is sending you out as a harvester to go and see, you go and see. If he's sending you out to do your duty of telling somebody, hey, you did this and it is wrong, and you know, that's on you to get it off your chest. You know, if we keep our mouths shut, then we in trouble. Now, if they hear the message and they carry on doing what they want to do, that's on them. And God is saying you did your part. Now the rest of this, that is on them. And that's the message, y'all. That is the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.